Totally useless information. It's everything you never needed to know.
Welcome once again, 85 plus countries and on the radio, coast to coast to coast in Canada. Welcome to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. And Roy, I know you're really excited because you brought this guest to our attention. And we cleaned up the studio, if you noticed. The only time we get to clean the studio. So we thank the guest for that. Otherwise,
You know, Nick, I was born excited. That's why I see that sex therapist all the time.
yeah, exactly. It's a recurring dream for her.
Not my opening act.
There you go. Now, that voice you hear is someone who is, well, she's an Italian-American comedian, actress, writer. She comes from the streets of the Bronx. And those of you who've been with us from the very beginning know that Roy and I met each other in the Bronx. And so we thought we'd bring a fellow Bronxite. Let's welcome to the show, Tara.
Big round of applause here.
Yeah, 4 people in the studio. Congratulations. And welcome to the show, Tara Cannistraci. Hi.
Thank you for having me this morning.
Oh, it's great. You know, so Roy told me about you, I don't know, 6-8 months ago. And he said, you know, this Tara, she used to work for DeMarlo, the hair salon. So you know Roy a long time. Tell us about...
My first ever job. My first job. I was 15.
Wow.
It's so funny when Deb talks
and
about
now
it.
I'm 20, so it was just a few years ago.
Yeah,
Right,
just
yeah.
4 years ago.
Yeah. Clearly you went to the...
30
Hold on.
years ago.
Clearly you went to the New York...
30 years ago.
That was 5 years ago. Clearly you went to the New York City school education because your math is right on. So how many years now?
I went to Bronx High School of Science. It was 30 years ago. I will admit.
Yeah, she was actually pretty smart. And
I
then
was,
she got that hit,
She
the hit
was.
on the head.
Listen,
Now I tell these jokes for a living.
So how did you start? Like, what made you transition from, you know, cutting hair to cutting?
I've always been a woman.
You always what?
You said, what made you transition? That's all right.
Oh no! Not I didn't say what you identified yourself with.
No,
How
she's always been a woman. She just doesn't look like one.
Not
Wow.
at 9:30 in the morning at 45.
Yeah, you
You
know what?
look wonderful. Oh, thank you for that salute.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's from the Bronx, all right. And you know what? She knows where you parked your car. Be careful. So you went from cutting hair to cutting it up on stage, if you will.
I was just an assistant at DeMarlo's. I was young. I was 15.
Okay.
My first job. I did eyebrows.
Okay.
Just to let you know, she had working papers.
Yes.
Well, I was going to say, were you working illegally, or you had working papers?
No,
and
I had working papers.
Yeah,
did
she
you want to
was
be
legal.
in the salon business? Is that what you wanted to do? You wanted to go to beauty school?
I didn't know what I wanted, but I loved the girls, and it was just a great first job. I was around the corner from my house. I was,
We're looking for 10% because most of her material came from there.
it was instant money. Yeah. Listen, those days. I mean, that's where you kind of develop your sense of humor, and everybody in DeMarlo's at the time was their own character. It really, when I think back to it now, and it was so much before the time of reality television, you thought like really that could have been the first reality TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just because
exactly.
everyone's so specific and everyone's so different, but yet kind of like all had that like mutual, Bronx, for the most part Italian, hairdresser, and it was all women, which was, always makes for great TV. And it was just a great time. But yeah, I was never the goal. I always loved comedy, I guess like anybody else in the arts. For the most part, it's really hard to imagine being able to pay your bills with it or live a life that's just based on like telling jokes. So it kind of was like a pastime for me, if anything, once I started. I did like little stage stuff and off-Broadway shows and then, dabbled in it, but I didn't really take it seriously until I realized like, oh, I'm making more than I thought I was.
When did that happen? When did you make that decision where you wanted to make comedy more of a full-time thing?
I'd say like 13 years ago.
Okay.
Like 13.
I want people to understand. I saw you at what's that called? Laughing Comedy Club?
Hook.
Off the Hook. Thank you. Off the Hook.
Right.
And I think we did something on the show, like a brief little
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
audio
you
thing.
you threatened to come up to Toronto, which actually you're going to come up to Toronto in June, and we'll talk about that. You threatened to meet me at some point, and then apparently it was the back alley. And then when I showed up, you weren't there, and a couple of thugs were there. So,
Exactly.
yeah, it's in the book.
I
But
got a guy. I got a guy.
yeah, off the hook. She got a guy now, so she doesn't need you, Nick. or a eunuch for that matter.
That's right.
But anyway, so I saw you at Off the Hook. I have never seen Off the Hook Comedy Club that packed. Number one, it was slam packed. It was like standing room only. Plus, you killed it. You killed it. If you folks have not, get on to her sites, Tara, and listen to some of her stuff. It's great material. You are super funny.
Thank you. Yeah, it was Florida's really great to me, probably because New York, New Jersey Italians have migrated there.
Right, yeah,
Not,
most likely,
not to
yeah.
mention these people are so old, Tara. They haven't laughed much, so anything funny
It
makes
was
them laugh.
it's and you know what I love though? A lot of the people are still snowbirds, some of them. So it's really nice because I mean the fandom, the people are so loyal that they will come see me in March in Florida, and then they'll come see me in like New York or like Rhode Island in Jersey in like the summer. So it's like it's been really humbling to say the least to see the way people come out and support. And I think it's really nice because I don't know if there's an Italian female comedian, especially from the Bronx.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
Bronx,
legitimate, real one.
really, yeah, really doing, stand up.
Well, let me
I'm
let
out.
me share with the audience some of your delightfulness. So here's Tara in action.
The other day, I caught another woman checking out my man. But and I'm confident, right? That's a compliment, right? Has that ever happened to you? Ever catch another woman checking out your man? No, I did. I caught this woman checking out, and that doesn't bother me at all. Let me tell you what bothered me. I saw him notice, by like all of a sudden he got confident. Like he had a little pep in his step when he started walking. Like it took everything in me not to turn to this woman, right? I'm like, I'm sorry, do you want him? Right? I'm like, do you want him? He blows his nose in his sock.
Wow.
So funny to hear how different the joke is now. That's an old tape, right? Yeah.
It is. So, well, congratulations. I understand you're engaged.
I'm married now.
You're
No,
even
she's married.
even
No.
beyond that. So he stuck around. That's great. That's awesome.
Oh,
Well,
is it?
that's what my wife
He's
tells
not
me.
Nick,
Yeah.
Nick. I've met him. He's not too smart.
No.
Well, if he blows his nose in a sock. So, explain to us, first of all, did you have any comedians that you grew up or started to listen to and watch that gives you inspiration to do what you do? Or do you come from a different headspace?
I think I was always fascinated with comedic talent, not necessarily stand up right away. Like growing up, I watched Carol Burnett and I Love Lucy with my,
Classics, yeah.
grandparents. And so, seeing women in in a comedic physicality, uh, performance, was always like fascinating to me. And then I remember growing up, my best friend and I, Joey Nicosia. Do you remember the Nicosias?
I certainly do.
Joey and I stole his father's videotapes of like Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy.
Notice they put
George
the real Bronx
Carlin.
twist. They didn't borrow them. They
No.
stole
Those
them.
stole
We were
them, yeah.
6 years old.
Yeah.
6, and we stole them from upstairs in the house and we watched them in the basement because we knew Joey wanted to show it to me. I mean, we're 6, he wanted to show it to me because it had cursing on it. So, like we just thought it was hilarious. But I do remember seeing like Eddie Murphy Raw and being like, there is something like wild about this and being so fascinated by it. And then I think I just always gravitated towards like loving it. Anytime I saw stand up on TV, I would watch it, or the last Comic Standing show came out. And I always said, oh, I really want to try it one day, but never like, I'm going to do that.
Right.
Until you get the
Until I
bug,
did
right?
it. Until
You
I
get
did
up-
it.
you
And then
get
I
up
got
on
my first
stage.
laugh and I was like, oh, this is what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. And then you struggle for like 10 years and you're like, oh my God, this was a terrible
But
decision.
people
That's what
underestimate.
happened to Nick. That's what happened to Nick the first time he had sex. He got
No.
the first laugh,
Yeah,
and ever
that's
since
right.
then he's addicted to it.
What, the laugh? I did stand up once. Now, I have no problem emceeing events. Thousands of people. I did stand up once, and people underestimate the pressure when you do stand up. Okay, it's not just go up there, tell jokes, And so I had the opportunity 20 some odd years ago to do stand up at Yuck Yucks up here, the comedy
Yeah.
chain up here in Canada. And I was like, all right, I'll go up there. I wrote some jokes, and I was nervous as anything. I don't remember a second of it. I have a recording of it, and I listened back, and I said, oh, my God.
Neither does the audience.
That's
Nick.
right,
They don't-
exactly. But it was nerve-wracking, and like I said, I have no problem going up to thousands of people, emceeing events, and having fun with the audience. But stand-up is a whole different animal. How do you prepare yourself for a performance, and what if you have someone that's a heckler? There's always a heckler. So how do you come up with going up on stage, do your thing, and deal with hecklers?
For the most part, I engage the audience on my own. So there's not really like if I get heckling, sometimes it's so weird. It's like positive. It's like somebody's like, I love her so much. I'm like, okay, wait, just can we wait till my punchline's over? Like,
Yeah.
I
Okay,
have to
Mark.
say, I've had like the most positive experiences. I had like, and don't get me wrong, I'll go back and forth with people, and I say. It's so funny. I was in Oklahoma this past weekend, and one of the managers came over to me. He says, "I can't believe what the stuff you get away with saying to people's faces." And I was like, "Yeah, I think it's just because they trust me, and I made them laugh." And he was like, "I honestly think that people are just very inclined to like you." And I was like, "Oh my God,
Wow.
thank you."
Mhm.
But I do think that there's a level of trust there with me.
Yeah.
Like I established that right off the bat. I am myself, and Italian Americans are the biggest butts of the joke. So it's not like I'm not making fun of who I am and where I come from first.
Yeah.
I used to have very different rituals. I used to be so nervous in the beginning, like just, and because, I'd be like, this is insane. I'm getting on stage by myself to make strangers collectively laugh at the same time. Like, what am I thinking? And Chaz and I always talk about what a different animal it is. Like he does a live show that's like a one-man show but still so different than just stand-up comedy. And I think it's a art form. You just like you have to continue. It's like a muscle. Like you have to work out at the gym. I'm constantly working on it. Every show is like a new opportunity to get better or to learn something different. I think I'm always a student of the game. I'm only in it 14 years, so I should be full time anyway. But I
Don't try to confuse Nick. The word muscle is very confusing. He
No, I
doesn't
got
understand.
confused with the math.
Plus,
How many
I
years?
wanted to interrupt you for 1 second. She does something kind of very similar to us, Nick. Our slogan is listen, laugh, and learn. And Tara stands on stage with a T-shirt that says "Listen and laugh, or I'll kill you."
Right.
So I think that's why people like her.
Yeah.
very similar. They're like,
Yeah.
I want to live to see another day. She
Yeah.
definitely no.
There's the trust. There's where the trust comes in. How
Yeah.
exactly is she going to kill me?
And people love it. Like I've made fun of people's outfits and they've come back to shows like, look, I changed my shirt. I'm like, I didn't want you to change
Wow.
your outfit.
So that but
I
here's the
was
thing.
using you as a prop, you
Right,
idiot.
right.
But look at the
they're so-
yeah, but look at the power of it. See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've come to it.
But you
And
have to be careful with because there is a fine line.
you're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. We'll have more with Tara Cannistraci in just a moment. And we continue our conversation with Tara Cannistraci.
I've said crazy things. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
give us an example.
Like I do.
Yeah. No, no, I still do. I think I still do. Do you? Yeah, I still do. So tell me, like, what was the strangest thing that ever happened, like that you thought for
What,
a
you have
moment?
Joe Biden moment?
No,
there, Nick, for a
hold on.
second?
My brain is buffering. You're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. A very special guest is a good friend of Roy's and mine, too. We come from the Bronx. Tara Cannistraci. She's
Hold
from...
on 1 sec, Nick. Is it Cannistraci or Cannistraci?
Cannistraci is the proper Italian way.
Yeah. Okay. So
Cannistraci.
you know what, Nick?
Yeah.
Nick says it the real Italian way.
Well, yeah.
He says Cannistraci.
Yeah.
But
Fine.
the
Well,
American way would be Cannistraci.
So, all right. So that when you're introduced on stage, how do they
I
introduce?
just want to clarify that
Yeah.
for all the non-Italians.
Yeah. So, how do you get introduced on stage then? So what do they say? And now, lady, put your hands together for her.
They say Tara,
Tara.
the girl from the Bronx, because we can't
Pronounce
say
the
her
last name. Yeah. Is that what happened?
Probably.
How do you get introduced on stage?
They say Tara Cannistraci. I Americanize it.
Cannistraci. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But Cannistraci, because CI in Italian, there's no H in there. The H is silent. It's a really weird language, Italian.
So have you ever bombed?
Oh my God, yes.
Because
Okay.
I can't see that. You're just
Well, I mean,
funny.
you see Tara Cannistraci now, which here's the thing. Now, what the pressure is in a different way, because now when I walk on stage, those people are there for me. Whereas in the beginning, I had to be funny. By accident, they would like me. You know, like nobody was going there to see.
Right.
So there's a different type of pressure. In the beginning, I wanted them to like me because I wanted them to follow me. And now it's like, oh my God, these people left their house. They bought tickets. They bringing friends and family. They got babysitters. It's like, I want to deliver on a whole other level now. So
I know. I'm
new-
with you 100%. I know, Debbie. That's why I bought the Kama Sutra after 40 years of marriage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You gotta.
Yeah. You know
they
what?
expect at that
There was-
point. They're
he re- he-
expecting something.
Yeah,
You know,
he
something
read it-
with a wow.
You know,
they've
Tara.
invested in you.
he-
Some of these people have been following me for years, and I'm just getting to their cities now.
Yeah, and that's why we have the protection orders. So that.
So yeah, that book that you got, there was like he read it wrong and he was in traction for a month.
That's right.
So how do you come up with your jokes? So you're walking about doing whatever you're like going on in your life, and something comes to mind. Do you have like an app on your phone or a pen and a piece of paper? Like how
I
do you?
write notes all the time, constantly writing notes. And
Okay.
if you look at my phone, sometimes I have no idea what it means. Like sometimes I'm like, what was I thinking? It's like
Yeah.
bird, sex, necrophilia. I'm like, what? What was I? Where was the joke here? You know?
Bird,
But,
sex, and
Did Nick send
necrophilia.
you that?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit send on that. I was just had ideas.
You can get the order of protection for Canada as well.
Yes,
So
he did.
it's okay.
That's funny.
But you know, like that's the greatest comedians, right? Or observers, because I'm seeing something, which means you're seeing it. And it's like, how can I bring it to stage where you go, oh my God, I know exactly what she's talking about, right? And I think a lot of my comedy, and Roy can tell you, is I get really specific where it's like, and it becomes universal in a way that it's like, oh my God, I know exactly what you, but you know, even if it's very specific to Italian or to wife or to, you know, something I saw, you know, the blow the nose in the socks could be an exaggeration or not. And then it's like, oh my God, but my husband does something else that's gross, or, you know, so I think it's the whole point about it. And what I love about it is I want to relate to people. I want to connect to people. It's like, if 2020 taught us anything, it's like, we need each other. So it's like, that to me is like what I want in my comedy. I want you to laugh. Like, don't get me wrong. I've had people come to my shows. A woman came to Irvine Improv two Sundays ago, and she was like, I bought this ticket by myself because my husband is home. I have a nurse with him now. He has dementia, and I had to get out of my house. And
Wow.
I had to laugh. And she's like, I don't know if I've laughed this hard in years. And like, just like hugging me, and I'm like, holy shit, my job is so important. Or I have had another woman come to a
Yeah,
show.
meantime, the guy's at home throwing a party with the orderly.
Yeah, the nurse is riding them.
And being disorderly, yeah. No, but see,
Got rid of her. Yippee!
Just for the hot nurse. But
Sponge bath.
but
the,
yeah.
the people can come to you with like the, you know, the most heart-wrenching stories, and you're like, I needed this, and it's like, okay, there's a bigger purpose here. And I think that's when I got better at comedy. Once I realized it wasn't about me.
Yeah. Well, go figure.
And even
I know
though
exactly how you feel. People
My
feel
name-
bad for me when they hear Nick.
Right.
Right. And we feel bad for Debbie when we hear you. And
They,
She knows you
you know,
so
it's
well.
just the way it happens in life. It's a ripple effect.
she hasn't heard me in years, Tara.
Yeah.
Trust me.
But you know, so I come from the radio world, and in our show, as I mentioned off the top of the show, we're in and on the radio as well as the podcast. And you'll be amazed by some of the emails that we get. And we got this one email from someone that was just outside of Toronto, St. Catharines. She told us that she and her mom would listen to our show on Sunday afternoons, and her mom had a brain tumor. And so her mom would laugh, enjoy the show, and then eventually, sadly, she wrote to us and told us all this whole story, really personal story. about how her mom passed away, but she still listens to the show because it reminds her of when her mom was smiling and having fun. The same way when people come up to you and they share these most personal stories, you're like, I'm just up here to have a good time and make people laugh. And yet, look at how much you've impacted them because you made them forget and laugh about life as opposed to being like just affected by their problems.
Well, thanks you two for depressing the audience.
No, but that's where you need the comedy,
Reality.
right?
We're past the age. We're past the age when everything is great in our lives, right? Even if we're successful, our parents are getting older, or you have. There's
Yes.
always something happening.
Yeah, but Nick turns it into a dog rescue commercial.
No, but here's the thing, though.
Sarah McLachlan, I hear.
But here's the thing, though. But that's the importance of entertainment. I mean, people say to us for our show, it's useless information. The common comments are basically, we love your show because we forget about everything else. You make us just forget about life for just a few moments. You make us laugh. You teach us things. In your case, and the same thing with comedy. I mean, it's not just going up there telling jokes and making fun of people in the audience. You have a connection, like you said. It's a very powerful connection.
It's personal. Yeah,
Yeah.
she has a personal connection. Because,
Yeah.
again, a lot of your jokes, Tara, are kind of like you're letting people into your life, and so they feel like they're sitting in your living room listening to you,
Do you?
And I think again, if you guys haven't seen her, you got to go
Check it out.
She's
What is
funny
your
as-
website?
Funny as all.
How do people find out
Tara
where
Jokes.
you're going to
Tara,
be?
people can't say Cannistraci as well as you. It's Tara Jokes.
Tara Jokes.
T-
So the
yeah,
people think
Tara
that
Jokes,
that's your
so
name?
go there,
Oh, hi,
folks.
Tara
Tara
Jokes. I
Jokes.
followed.
My middle name was Joe. In fact, that's what the girls in Damalos will still call me. They'll go Tara Joe, because it
Wow.
was my middle name.
Yeah.
They found that out.
Yeah, but Tara Joe
Um,
sounds like you're from Alabama.
I
Nah,
go, Mom, what am I, a hillbilly?
Right, there you
Tara
go.
Joe.
I don't believe that story, not one bit. She had a phony ID. It said
Yeah.
Joe.
You're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. We'll have more with Tara Cannistraci in just a moment. And we continue our conversation with Tara Cannistraci.
Tara Jokes is the.
Tara Jokes. There you go. Find out where she's coming in the city near you. I know that you're coming up to Toronto in the month of June.
I am. June 12th, I'll be in Toronto. I have a residency at the Yuck Yucks in Niagara. So
Oh.
I'm there June 13th and 14th. I'm there
Oh,
July.
wow. Maybe we'll be up there, Nick.
Yeah,
How cool
and
would that be?
you know,
we're
thank-
invited to go to Niagara. The mayor of Niagara invited us to do a whole thing up there.
yeah,
Oh, I
so
love
so
We're
we,
gonna
we
change the color of the lights on the water.
this is how much pull we
Text me if you're coming.
Yeah, for sure. We have so much pull up here, Tara, that when we had the mayor of Niagara Falls on the show, he said we can actually control the lights on how the Niagara Falls are lit up.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
That is
Nick,
cool.
but
Well-
notice how Nick talks about his personal stuff. He's like, we have so much pull up here
Yeah. Well.
that we don't even need wives.
Yeah. Well. Wow, that's just a push. Do you watch other comedians? Do you go to live shows to watch other stand-up comedians?
No.
Steal their material.
No, not for that. No.
I used to support live comedy. Now I'll watch my openers, or I'll watch. This week I was on the road with Josh Wolf. I watched him.
Right.
But I don't go to comedy shows.
Okay.
As much as like, I want to support someone special, I watch someone special. Of course, there's always that fine line of I don't want to even hear somebody else's material at this point.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to. But I'm too specific, and there's not much crossover in a lot of what I do. Or of course, like when I was in LA and I was on shows with like Sebastian Maniscalco or Craig Robinson, I always watch them. Listen, like I said, I'm always a student of the game. I used to open up for Joey Diaz on the road, and I would, I did his Tony Hall residency with him. I sat in the audience like a fan. Like there are
Yeah.
those moments where you're like, I'm learning something here, or I can't believe I'm part of this experience. I opened up for the Righteous Brothers on the road
Wow.
a few times, and I sat in the audience and cried when they sang Unchained Melody. Like there are those moments where I go, I don't want to forget that this is like.
It's so funny that they had
Special.
something in common because they cried when they watched your show.
No.
You know what? Bill Medley
Listen.
actually came over to me after my first show with them. I think maybe in Lorain, Ohio, and he said, "Wow, young lady, all everyone could talk about is how you killed."
Wow.
Mhm.
That's
And
amazing.
That was a harder show.
And self-patronizing, but okay.
Right. No, but let me tell you, that was I was talk about nerves, and I'm a veteran comic at this point, but I was so excited and such a fan and loved the music from that time. And of course, I watched all the, Dirty Dancing and all the songs where their music got got a little.
Nick typed that into his computer search, "Dirty Dancing," and a lot of things came up.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the first time I met Tara, Deb said, "This is Tara." I hired her to be an assistant, and I looked at her and I said, "What is she, 12?" No.
Well, she was 15 with working papers.
You said hi. I was like, okay, hi. But honestly, I knew right away that you have that it factor.
Oh, that's all everybody wants to hear.
No, it's true. It's some people have it just by looking at someone. They can, your eyes give that communication that, you're something special, and you are. You're a special person. You went to special ed, and yeah.
Yeah. Do you have
Rode the
siblings?
special bus.
Do you have siblings?
I had an older sister who I wasn't raised with. We had different moms.
Okay.
Okay, Nick, you know Tara's grandfather very well, Rudy
From the Astor?
from the
Yes.
Astor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Did he
Oh,
take your action?
I loved
I
Rudy.
think statute of limitations is
Yeah.
worn off. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Man, oh man. Wow, that you just blew my mind, man. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
It's like a picture of Rudy and Frank Caluco together, right? It's
Gosh.
so amazing.
Yeah, Frank Caluco.
Tara, Nick worked at the Astor for many years.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
so
yeah.
Nick knows
You know
everybody.
what's so crazy? I hear in him, Nick, I hear in you, like Canadian accent though. How long are you in Canada?
It's gonna be 35 years in September.
Yeah.
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 And he was born
He
there
said
too. So
process. He was born in the Bronx?
You
No,
don't
he
know
was born in
Toronto. I was born in Toronto, and I moved to the United States when I was 5 because I had
You
enough.
went from Toronto to the Bronx?
Yeah, because my dad was working as a welder and he had health problems. So the doctor said you got to
that's
find a
not the
different.
true story, Tara. No, it's not the true story.
What is it?
He was born in Canada. At the age of 5, his dad looked at him and said, "I gotta toughen up this kid. I'm bringing him to the Bronx and throwing him to the wolves."
So he worked he moved to the Bronx because my mom's parents were there, and so he worked as one of those elevator operators, those old-fashioned elevator operators on the
Yeah.
Upper East Side, in a co-op building. And he knew now the late
Wasn't Shirley MacLaine?
Shirley MacLaine lived there, Henry Kissinger, and now the late
Shirley
Dr.
MacLaine, one of my favorites.
Well, she was so nice. My dad's name was Giovanni, God rest his soul. He spoke very little English, was broken English, but everyone understood him because he was hilarious. But she would go up to him and say, Shirley MacLaine would say, "Giovanni, what's the weather today?" "Oh, you better bring an umbrella because you're going to rain." And so they loved him. He worked there for many, many years.
We're gonna rain.
And Richard Chamberlain, now the late Richard Chamberlain, lived there as well. And he would say, "He's a nice man, but I think he's a faggy." So I think he knew he had his own language. Someone who played for the New York Philharmonic said he's a musicist. He's a what? A musicist.
He had his own
musician.
words.
A musician.
That's comedy in its own right. Like those are the things that people love because everybody had
Yeah, and especially whether there are a lot of ethnic. Now, do you have other ethnic people who come to your shows that are not Italian and still understand your comedy?
Of course.
Yeah.
I saw one show with her with a bunch of illegal immigrants.
No.
It was, if you think about it, my big fat Greek wedding, I always use that as a reference. I watched that and was like, this is my family.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's the cousins, the overwhelming aunts, and the mother, and everybody involved, and everything. So I think that, like I had said about being really specific, it was kind of like advice I had gotten from 2 other comics, and who said to me, like, the more specific you are, the more universal you are, because people just relate to that. You know, it's just
Every ethnic group. Can you
Yeah.
imagine a Hispanic group sitting at a table?
I do the New York Italian mothers, and people are like, "That's my black mother. You're doing my black mother. You're doing
Exactly.
my black mother.
Exactly.
That's my Spanish mother. That's same with Colombian. Same with Greeks always respond to me well as well, too,
Yeah.
because it is that.
Well,
They usually sit in the back.
Oh, Jesus. No, you said that wrong. They
They
entered.
enter from the rear.
That's right.
But I wanna reiterate, Roy is not my opening act, everybody.
No, he's your closing act. So, a couple of questions. You talk about how you got advice. What advice would you give to someone who's starting out in stand up?
Oh my God. Oh, don't do it.
Run.
Okay, why?
Stop now.
Because you
No.
love it and you're successful at it, obviously. But why? Why would you tell them that?
No, I wouldn't tell them not
Okay,
to do
fine.
it.
Good.
I would say it just the most important thing is to write and get up as much as you can.
Yeah.
There is no fast track. There's social media now, but if you become big on social media before you can really deliver on stage, your career is going to be very short.
Yeah.
Tara, you know how many people we do this with podcasting?
Yeah.
You know, they'll say to us, "Oh, you guys have a podcast? That's fantastic. I wanted to start a podcast." And we're like, don't,
Yeah.
because it's 5 years for us. We're now in 87 countries around the world, and we got
Yeah.
millions of listeners. But
That's
it's
not
five
bad. Years. Yeah.
5
I
years.
know. I'm 15 in comedy. And just now I'm gonna, people are like starting to I'm gaining traction. So it's like you could do social media, and yes, it's a gateway, and yes, it's quicker. But if you want to be a true stand-up comedian, the only thing I can tell you is write every day, find your people, produce your own show so you can network, and get up as much as you can. I don't care what city you are in. There's open mics, there's alternative rooms. You don't have to be in the biggest comedy clubs in your state.
No, yeah. You need to be seen.
You
need to be out there.
Practice. There's no
Yeah.
way to get good without being bad. So
That's great advice. I mean, even for anything, but especially with comedy or entertainment for that matter. I mean, you're talking about if you're a social media star first, then like you said, your career will be short. Your stardom should start on stage and spill into social media because that's how you can share and distribute
It's
your
just,
material.
it's getting out. And again, Tara and I have so much in common because she said she's gaining traction, and I was put in traction after the
Right.
Kama Sutra book.
Right, yeah. He's
So
also,
it's very similar.
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
yin and the yin and the
like
yang.
like the scale. Yeah.
Someone said a yin and the yang, and he thought it was ordering Chinese or something. That's
I was
just
hoping
Roy.
she was doing the scale and not doing a breast check. You know,
Jesus. Right. Wow. How do
45. I'm not doing that anymore.
so so when you go to city to city, you obviously have a manager. Like how do you come up with what cities you choose to perform in?
So I have a manager and an agent. My agent will pitch all the shows or all the cities that I could do, and then my manager tries to route them
Sure.
and make them the smartest for the season. Like I just said, like this is a good city for her during this time. This is a good, and then or what's really close to each other. So like I'll do West Coast, like kind of all together.
Yeah.
Or East, It's hard. It doesn't always work out that way now that I'm kind of based in LA more than I am in New York. So I know a lot of my shows. Right.
are you living in LA, Tara?
I go back and forth.
Yeah.
So I have an apartment in LA and a home in New York.
And the address
How's
is?
mom?
No,
How's mom?
Good.
Good.
Yeah. Thank
So
God.
okay, I'm glad you.
Love you,
My
Mom.
next question was going to be: so, what does your family think about you? So, have they come to see your show and go, "Oh my God, they're so embarrassed because
Well,
of"?
they started talking to her again.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So
Just recently.
yeah. Again. So do they come
My
in?
dad. So my dad is the butt of a lot of my jokes, because he was an alcoholic my whole life,
Okay.
and so I just decided I was going to talk about it on stage. And I never forget the first time he was coming, and it was kind of like a little bit of a theater show.
Mhm.
And it was like 200 people there, and I was, I'm gonna talk about you. And he was like, yeah, that's okay. And it was great, and he loved it, and he's a ham, and I've continued to do so for the last, few years, talk about it and joke about it and make fun of him. And he brings people, like he just is happy I'm talking about him.
proud
And I
of
think
you.
it's also
He's proud of you.
if I'm joking about it, it kind of means I've healed from it. It kind of means he can forgive himself. So it's been really good for us.
And I think
you
it's
know.
also for people in the audience, they hear that. And if they have a family member or someone else, they can
100%.
understand that there's redemption from stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like, look,
Yeah.
she's been through it too, or that's funny, or I get it. I feel seen. It's,
No, nobody cares about you, Tara. It's your dad they care about, but no.
no, but they care. No, they care. That they themselves have, that they feel like, oh, she gets it. she knows what I'm going through,
But
or
again,
even the
yeah.
alcoholics in the audience will laugh because
Well, you made
which is odd because they're trying to sell drinks to people so that they find
right.
you funny.
No, but again, it goes back to
I drink
what you
club
said.
soda and I'm still funny.
That's right. The bubbles are
Soda
Dead sober.
the bubbles are getting to me, man. Too much CO2 in this thing.
She stands up. Her first line is, "Hi, I'm Tara, and I'm a comic."
Right. Hi, Tara. That's pretty funny.
Hi,
All right,
Tara.
yeah. I've been a comic for 15 years. So, so you go that you talk about that the connection, and when you talked about that earlier, you're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy, and with us is Tara Cannistraci. Is that it? Did I get it right?
Cannistraci.
Cannistraci.
I'm just changing it. We're
Cannistraci. It's all
Tara
a
jokes. Tara jokes is all you need to know. So you're doing this comedy, but you're connecting with people, and I think you connect with them like within the first 30 seconds, the first minute, and then you have them the rest of the night. Is that true?
That's how it has to happen.
Okay.
You have to be funny in that first minute. You have to be something.
You know, Nick, I've seen a lot of comics, okay?
Yeah.
And some comics, they'll start off slow and then they'll catch you. And then there are comics like different comics that they get you right from the beginning. You know, you'll get a guy like Dangerfield, who Nick and I loved. Dangerfield, the jokes were so fast, you'd actually miss jokes laughing at the last joke. But her style, she's got you no matter what, because at some point in the show you're assimilating with something she's saying, so, and it's funny, and you know it's funny because you lived it. So with her show, I mean, I thought it was funny from the second you started talking, because you right away set the stage, you set the plate, so to speak, of what was going to come, and then you built on it. I again, Tara jokes, guys. Tara jokes. Go to it and listen to some of her stuff, and then find out where she is. Kind of like a freaky stalker. Find out where she is.
Wow.
I was gonna say the only time code I want is the one where Roy didn't say a joke and just said something nice, but then he got me.
Yeah, no,
that happens.
I have nothing but nice things to say about you behind your back.
Right. And those are the kind of friends you want.
Yeah.
I love how I'm glad you finished the sentence. I have nothing nice to say in front of you, So I think, have you ever started a show where the energy wasn't there, the audience, for whatever reason, they weren't connecting with you right away? Because that happens. It's not your fault. They're not into it for whatever reason. They're distracted. And then you kind of feel it. You kind of feel that moment when the light bulb goes off in their head and they go, okay, now I have them. Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Whether you've gone into a rowdy room where the act before you couldn't get them, and now you have to control the, the temperament of the room, and get everybody on board, and it's definitely happened. And then there's the moment. A lot of times I have to do crowd work at that point, because it's like they're not paying attention. My jokes will fall on deaf ears at this point, or they're eating. I'm not funnier than a cheeseburger at this moment.
Yeah.
So I try to like really go in and be like, let them see that I'm off the cuff funny, or that I'm gonna bring them in, like make them realize we're all having this shared experience, so let's all be part of this right now, and let's all
truth be told, it was a good cheeseburger, I have to say.
It was.
Listen, you're
during the show is the worst.
I've gone to see you on the east coast of Florida as well. We literally traveled to see you that day. That was fun. I got a $250 ticket too, I want you to know. So that show cost me. No. No, but anyway, so, and the show in Naples was funny because the headline, the opener didn't show up. The first act didn't show up, so they put her on for extra time.
And so I was like, oh, okay.
And you just made so much fun of the fact that they were so cheap that they couldn't get an opener for you, that you picked up all that extra time, and that's you're a pro. Fun. You're a pro.
That's gonna happen, right? You walk into situations where you're like, I did like a benefit once, and they're like, it was like right before I got on, they're like, we'd like to let you know that Officer so-and-so has fallen, and I was like,
yeah.
Well, welcome to the stage. You're comedian evening. And I'm like,
yeah, that's crazy.
It's like,
oh my,
the officer has fallen, did he get back up?
No, no.
No.
I'm like, this is the benefit show I'm doing. Like, we're raising money.
Too soon, Nick. Too soon.
Okay. So what did you do? So what happened in that? So you.
I mean, in those moments, you could address it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this isn't. Normally,
Yeah.
normally my opening act kills it before. Like, or I'll make a reference to like,
Yeah.
you gotta.
That's why Nick does benefits for himself.
Gotta call
Right.
it out.
Let me ask you this though: who chooses the opening act? Like, is it something you?
Now I do.
Okay, and how do you source them? Like, what do you look for? How do you know to choose someone?
I've been in the business so long, I know who's good for my audience and who's not. So I
Okay.
like to be very formulaic. I just had this conversation with another comic. Some people don't want their comics to go up and do kill. I want my opening act. I want you to say you came to a show and you just a Tara Cannistraci show and you laugh from start to finish.
Yeah.
So sometimes I have local people now in states that I could use, or I have people here that I can travel with. Like I'm bringing one guy to Philly, Boston, and Rhode Island with me because I'm like, it's the East Coast and he's in Connecticut. I'm like, I want you on all these shows. And
Yeah.
I just know he's going to be good. I don't need anybody else. I just need him to go up, do 25 minutes. This guy gets them. They're applauding for him. I want that type of energy. I could follow that. I'm okay. I'm not, I'm not worried about how well I have to do because somebody else just did well. I want you to come in and have an amazing time from start to finish.
And the
I
audience.
want everybody to know that Tara is doing so well. When she flew into Naples, she got off of her private jet with a Versace outfit on. With the,
No, it's
Oh, wow.
it's
Louboutin
pronounced.
shoes.
It's pronounced
Yeah.
Versace.
I knew they were Louboutin shoes because she stepped over me as she was
Right.
walking
Yeah.
by. You know?
I'll do that in Reebok, but no, listen, I wish it paid that well right now, but it's one of those things. That's why I say I'm not in it. I was never in it for the money. I was never in it because you got to work so hard.
Yeah.
I always say, like, even where I am now is still a little bit of the messy middle where it's like, I'm not in the beginning where I'm idealistic and it's just for fun. And I'm not at the point where I really want to be like, I did it, like I did it. I'm living the good life and it's easier. But right now I'm in the part where it's like, what did I decide to do with the rest of my life? But it's starting to all come together.
We know the feeling, honestly. We're doing, like I said, we're doing a podcast and 50% of it is love of doing it and enjoying doing it. Because if we didn't, it wouldn't probably be worth it.
I mean,
so we tell the audience that all the time.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we often
email and communication.
We talk about our friendship. I mean, truly. I mean, we've been together as friends 46 years now.
We met in Columbus High School.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
My mother went to Columbus.
Your mother went to Columbus?
I threatened to beat him up for his homework.
Yeah. And I said no.
That's how
And
we met.
now understand that I was an introvert. Like I was like totally opposite of what I am now.
That's why I threatened him to get his homework.
And I
was
said,
like,
no.
I'm gonna threaten this guy.
Yeah.
I'll take
And then
him.
I said, no, do your own homework. And I don't know where, because he said he was going to kick my ass in the schoolyard because I think you could do that back then. And so I took a different route home because I thought he was really going to beat me up. And the next day when I went to class, I was really nervous. And he said, you know what? For someone who stands up for themselves, that's pretty cool. And we became friends ever since 1979.
Yeah, I said, I can't believe that you stood up for yourself and now you're sitting down in a seat filled with urine.
Wow. I was going to ask
So there, you bastard.
You're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. We'll have more with Tara Cannistraci in just a moment. And we continue our conversation with Tara Cannistraci. You're extremely successful, and congratulations. I mean, I just met you, and this has been a blast. But let me ask you this question. If comedy wasn't part of what you would do, what else would you be doing if you weren't doing comedy?
I was
Prison guard.
counselor.
A what? Sorry? A
Counselor.
counselor?
She was in school, right? You were.
Yeah, I was in the Board of Education.
Can you imagine how bad the Bronx is that
Could you
she was
imagine
involved in
if those
educating
kids
our
got-
youth?
I'm like, I can't talk about your uncle right now. I'm writing a new joke.
Right. In fact, your uncle is part of the joke. Thanks for coming in. You gave you some new material.
In fact, I don't want to talk to you. Bring your uncle in. He's
Yeah,
funny.
that's right.
But I always it was something I was very passionate about because I was an inner city kid and I probably could have. They always say you become who you needed.
Ah, okay.
And
Yeah.
that I probably did that.
Need more therapy?
Oh, forget it. My therapist. Nah, she doesn't get paid enough. Wait till I make it big. I'm buying that bitch a house. But I think that I told this like so now that's many years ago. I have a student who just messaged me. She's now a mother herself, and she said my Mother's Day gift, my parents bought me tickets to see you.
Oh,
Like
wow.
this is like
Oh,
like
that's a sad bunch, huh?
No, listen, it's
I
humbling.
think I talk about those kids sometimes and I make references, and now that they're old enough to find me online, it's honestly the comments are like, oh, like Miss, like, oh my God, Miss Cannistraci, I'm so happy you're living your dream. Like they were my kids, and now they're happy I'm living my dream. It is
Yeah, it's amazing.
really sweet the way it unfolded. Because
I feel that way about all my illegitimate kids.
I know,
Jesus.
hey guys, you got away, you got away.
I know. And
Uh,
being from in the Bronx, they're all like, puppy.
Yeah.
That's
Tara,
why I loved my kids. They were all good look cute kids.
Yeah.
Spanish
Yeah.
Black community. I love my favorite.
But that's another thing. We grew up in such a diverse, we
Yeah.
didn't understand this racism nonsense.
No.
You know, this was
All
not like at the
Black
forefront.
Albanian. That was all we had. Spanish, Black Albanian, Italian.
Yeah.
Asian. We were
As much as people
inner
feel
city
that.
kids, people you don't realize like how much like we don't like it's funny how we segregated certain things or stereotyped certain things because they were true. You
No,
know,
and we
like
segregated ourselves not because
Little
we
Italy,
had
there's
to.
Chinatown. It was like
There
all
was the Jamaican area. There was
yeah.
the West Indian area. Because they wanted to be together. It's not that they
that's the way
segregated. They segregated themselves by group because
it.
they felt the camaraderie.
People wanted to feel like they were coming. There was a lot of people that just migrated here. They wanted to feel like they had part of where they came from. I
Yeah.
mean, but like the infusion and the is has always been a part of New York City. I mean, the Bronx is the melting pot. Like literally, it's where it started. You can go get I always say like a Jamaican patty made from a real Jamaican. You can get an Italian ice cream made real Italians. You can
Yeah.
all in a 3 block 10 1 mile radius. Like it's like
There
the
was a
Bronx
test. There was
is
a test too. Like you'd walk into an Italian area in the Bronx and they'd say, "Okay, wait, before you could walk here, what's the piece of pasta that's stuffed with the ricotta cheese?"
ricotta.
And they'd be a manicotti. Nope, you can't walk here.
So, did you ever watch The Sopranos?
yes,
Okay.
of course.
Did you ever notice in the words, the Italian words that they use, they replaced the C with the letter G. So ricotta was ragot,
That's how I do it.
managot. So how did the C become a G? When did that
So
happen?
this is basically what I explained because I became very popular online initially from my Italian words and phrases that I
Okay.
was doing, the New York Italian phrases I grew up hearing. And I I think it really was just more that like very like the Italians came to, America after the Irish, right? And there was so much prejudice against them. And I think it was just this time where it was like we're going to Americanize ourselves like because we want our children not to receive like I came all the way here to make this like you're going to assimilate, you're going to be part of the stream,
Right.
you're only going to speak English in this house. So I think that there was just this real crossover of like them trying to be American but really only being Italian, and then hardening like the C's, the G's, the cutting off the vowels, because cutting off a vowel is a very ethnic thing, an Italian thing. All Italians, their last name ends in a vowel. So I think they were just trying to sound more American, and then it just kind of developed into this Italian American thing that we then translated, which is when people go, "You've butchered it. You're not real Italian." It's like actually we're preserving it. Like it's become a thing that like do I like when people are like fucking gabagool, but no, like I think that doesn't make us
No, that's
look good.
Jersey. That's just Jersey. But go on.
But I know, but I do think that saying things like, oh, you botcha galupa, you chooch, or you stunada, you this, or like,
Yeah. It's
you know,
like
you're
a Jewish person
off,
saying
you're moving
tchotchke
out,
or
this, or, it's, and a lot of times when I do those words and phrases, the Spanish people or Black people are like, oh my God, you remind me of my neighbor or my this or my that. So it really is a universal I love that Italians are recognized that way in this, like, oh, I love when my Italian neighbor would say this and that. And so I think when people really go, oh, that's not real Italian, or you're butchering it, you're disgraced. I'm like, oh my God, these words came from the people that we love that sacrificed everything to be here. How could you even talk about that? Like, they came to this country with nothing so that I could be here, literally paying my bills off of staying not like, like
Yeah.
it's like
Every culture has it.
yeah, and listen, I always make reference, like, the Greeks came and then they sent their kids to Greek school. I wish my parents would have done that. I wish that there would have been this, or my grandparents, that there would have been this infusion,
Italian school.
like, you're American, but you're Italian. But the thing is, the Italians it was just so hard. Like any person new coming to this country, right? It's like you're the new immigrant. The Italians were the new immigrant, and they just wanted to assimilate.
It's funny what she said. While the Italians were cutting off the vowels, the Jews were cutting off the foreskins.
Right. Yeah.
So you see that every culture has it.
Everybody did it.
Then they
So they went a little lower when they cut Roy, but
yeah.
Yeah, well, they had to,
you know. Debbie still loves them. She's like,
my mother said to the Moyle, "That's not going to do it. You better get a bigger knife."
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. He now sings soprano. He's in competition with the Vienna Boys Choir. You're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. We'll have more with Tara Cannistraci in just a moment. And we continue our conversation with Tara Cannistraci. Tara, what a delight to talk to you and to celebrate what you do. And it truly is a celebration. It's not just going to your show and watching a comedian doing stand-up. I think you bring a lot of great value to what you do, how you do it, how you connect with people. And you go to Tara Jokes. Is it TaraJokes.com? Is that your website?
TaraJokes.com, and social media is all at Tara Jokes. Yes.
And that's
Tara Jokes.
And
folks.
if you're having
Tara
a down day,
Jokes.
go to TaraJokes.com or any part of her social media. If you check out her website and she's coming to a city near you, book the ticket, because we promise
and if you want to get depressed, just listen to this interview again.
No, no, this was a lot of fun.
You can hear Nick talk about the dogs,
No, I mean, listen, this is
Sarah
all
McLachlan in the
What
background.
came out? The dogs.
the dogs. Who let the dogs out? You talk about my Canadian accent. Every once in a while, the sort of New York would come out. Like I'll say coffee. It'll slip out, and they go, what? It's like someone who dyes their hair, but you can see the roots. So that's basically that's me.
I love that.
Yeah.
So,
Except for Nick, you could see his brain.
Listen, I had my head examined. They didn't find nothing, so don't you tell me nothing. I want to thank you for joining us and spending so much time with us. We really.
Having me.
Oh, listen. So when you come to Toronto, please, I'd love to come see you. Hey, and if your opening act doesn't show up, we tied him up in the back room.
There you go. Yeah, and then you really wreck your show.
No. Tara, thank you.
We'll get up on the stage for 10 minutes. They'll definitely laugh after hearing us.
Part of the stuff that I do here, I work at a radio station, a news talk station here in Toronto, and some of the events that we have that involves our listeners, and I would go up and I'd warm up the audience. Now, I won't do like stand up, but I would just do some interaction with the audience. A blowtorch, yeah. So we did a thing where it's called In-Depth and Interactive. It was like a town hall with our hosts. And so I'd go up and I asked the promo people to save 2 seats in the front, because they were giving out as part of the package like a bunch of swag and umbrellas. So I said, give me 2 umbrellas and save me the 2 seats. So we opened the show or my warm-up, welcome, and I went right to the back of the last 2 seats in the back rows. They brought them to the front, and I said, here you go. You're so close, you're going to need these. And I gave them the 2 umbrellas, because it was so close and because they spit kind of thing. And they loved
and that'll give you an idea of Nick's humor.
Well,
okay? And his comedy, okay?
It's a lot of fun.
The people took the umbrella, placed it up his anus, and then opened it. Now that was funny.
What, it's raining again? Tara,
not my saying it, the actual visual of it.
Tara Jokes.
Opening for me, guys. Neither of you are opening for me. It was a nice on both your efforts. I think this is what this hour was about. Just you guys.
The audition? Oh, we didn't pass the audition?
You guys, you didn't make it to the next round, but stay stay the course, like I said.
Stay the course.
Right.
That's right. Get out there, Nick. Get out there.
No, that's what they keep telling me. Get out. Tara, thank you.
Do what your wife tells you and get out.
Get out. Get out. You know, it's all about the inflection, right? It's like, get out. And I'm like, get out.
Well, let me say two things, Tara. Thank you for coming on. Really, I know you got a super busy schedule. You look fantastic, my dear. Marriage is definitely treating you well. Say hello to the hubby and the mommy.
TaraJokes.com. Thank you, Tara, for joining us on Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy.
Tara jokes, guys.
Awesome. Tara, thank you. Really.
I just wanted to tell you one thing. I had a dream about a joke for you because I was thinking about the interview. And I had a dream with a joke in it. It's an Italian person using the Siri and asking Siri questions. And one of the things was Long Island. You said Long Island. And Siri says, where is Long Island? G-U-Y. You know, and so using the slangs against Siri. And it was very funny. And I said to I said, should I give that to Tara or just keep it for myself? But I'm a giver. I'm a giver.
That's all right. You can keep that one. But thanks anyway. No,
I'm gonna fucking be on YouTube next week, and she's gonna be like, Long Island.
No, I wanted to do Waze as a New York Italian.
Oh,
that's funny. There you go.
I said to her, well, forget about it. What are you doing? You're not paying attention. You know, like if
make a right, you fucking asshole.
Yeah. Oh my God, what a stunad. Look, go. I said go straight, Bafanabola, like, you know, just
it's great.
Don't worry about the gas gauge. There's a fucking gas station up ahead.
Right, yeah.
That'll be hilarious.
You need gas, okay? You didn't, and I'm not talking about the broccoli Rob you ate last night.
Is that part of your bet? You should make it a bet.
No, she just made it up just now.
There you go.
Nick.
See?
You, Nick.
We're inspiration. Yeah.
Like if Waze was an Italian American.
That'd be awesome. A great bet.
There you go.
So I'll ask you.
Hey, Sarah, love you, honey.
Love you guys.